Cooler than average temperatures started the year out, but nonetheless, significant drought continues to plague much of Montana. Along with the dry growing conditions, record high input costs have caused for a whole new set of challenges. In addition, recent geopolitical events have spurred a high demand for wheat, meaning the importance of maintaining quality and consistency in Montana's wheat production remains a high priority. Despite these dry conditions and various cost challenges, farmers are still seeding throughout the Treasure State.
Today we're looking at the crop. We plant mostly winter wheat, and the winter wheat came through the winter excellent. The boys have been scouting it for bugs and worms and stuff, and everything looks great. We're getting ready to put in some spring crops, spring wheat and some spring barley, and with the recent moisture we've had, we'll probably go ahead and top dress. I know there's been a lot of talk about input costs are high, and maybe cutting back on fertilizer. Our philosophy here is we need that plant to be good and strong. And we do a lot of our fertilizing in the fall with our drills. And we will probably, with the moisture we've recently had, we'll probably go in and top dress it just to give us that better stand of wheat. And so it can get us through some dry periods if they come along.
Currently, the tractor that you see running here today is seeding barley. And we'll be finishing our barley up here probably sometime tomorrow. And then we'll be moving on and move on to our pulse crops. I've been farming for almost 50 years, and this is the driest spring I've ever seen. If it wasn't for our farming practices that we use, it wouldn't be good. But I think we'll probably be able to get our crop to emerge, and that's it for the spring crops. This year we're putting in barley and pulse crops because neither one of those require a lot of nitrogen with the nitrogen prices up so high. So there will be no spring wheat seeded on our farm this year. We still have potential. We're a long ways from being a disaster on our winter wheat crops and even farther away on our spring wheat if we can get it up. The thing is, there's a lot of substitution going on out of spring wheat acres right now. So I think winter wheat acres they're already committed, and as a rule in the triangle, which is known for our winter wheat production, as a rule most of the winter wheat in this country looks pretty good.
We're seeding right now. We're seeding some pulse crops. Moisture is actually adequate at the moment. As I've been walking around looking at winter wheat that we have growing, it's just we got a long ways to go. Our stands are just horrible, and I hope to see an improvement, and I'm not sure what will take to improvement, maybe a little more heat, but we're definitely going to need lots of moisture to get it through. We wouldn't be doing what we do if we didn't think it was going to rain at some point, so we just don't know when that's going to happen.
As the growing season continues, some areas of the state are beginning to see a bit of a pattern shift in the weather, which is bringing in significantly more moisture compared to the previous year. Other areas, on the other hand, aren't so lucky. One in particular, Montana's Golden Triangle region, an area known for its highly productive winter wheat crop.
Right now we probably have at least a 60% reduction in yield if it rains. If it doesn't rain, we may not harvest this winter wheat. There's quite a bit of winter wheat in this area that we need a lot of rain right now. It hasn't been coming, but we're the eternal optimists, being farmers, that maybe in a few days it'll rain. What we do get is going to be high protein, good milling wheat. We're going to have some test weight concerns, but that can get healed up a little later when it starts filling. These crops can be damaged very seriously in a short amount of time. Depends on moisture and how much heat we get in the next 30 days. So that's about what the outlook looks like. I wish I had better news for everybody, but right now it's not looking real good.
Harvest is just around the corner and crops continue to grow despite the limited soil moisture. The Montana Wheat and Barley Committee is once again hosting trade teams from other countries. While in the area, these buying groups visit farms and have the opportunity to chat with farmers about the process of raising high-quality wheat and barley in Montana.
I am Sang-won Yong from Down Province in Korea. I'm just here to see the crop situation at the moment. So, still so far so good. We want to hear the situation from farmers, and then even though we import from our exporters, but we really need to have that kind of information, farmers' information directly, that really help us to buy your wheat.
So far to date, crops look decent. We caught some pretty good moisture here in about the last 2 weeks, so it's really given us a chance to really green up, good chance to fill. Barley looks pretty good. Winter wheat it's pretty well made. Pulse crops are coming along. We're heading into looks like a really hot and dry stretch coming up, so I think things are gonna ripen pretty quick. You know, optimistic maybe we might catch a small shower, but we'll just kind of take what we get. So. The stand is there, it looks like things are filling, so I do look for an improvement over last year. Last year was a pretty tough year all the way around. You know, a lot of the fallow wheat looks phenomenal. The recrop, it came pretty well. I think the barley's gonna be pretty solid, and then the pulse crops, they seem to be doing fairly well at this point, so we'll see what happens. Time will tell.
Combines are now rolling out across the Big Sky State. Yields in the Golden Triangle region are low, but winter wheat levels and test weights are higher than last year. At the O'Hara farm, a trade team from Japan is visiting. This visit provides the team with the opportunity to see a Montana harvest up close and personal. In south-central Montana, more frequent rains have resulted in improved yields. So far, this area is seeing excellent crop conditions. For the Conover farm, this means long hours and all hands are on deck.
Today we're harvesting our winter wheat crop, and it's going really good. We've got 3 machines on it, and our grain cart driver is being kept busy, so that's always a good sign. The quality's been excellent, 64-pound wheat, proteins right in that 12 to 13, heavy wheat, very, very good quality. So everything that we wanted, and the bushels are right up there. We've cut some really good bushels off of this. I think this field is averaging between 50 and 60, and for our region, that's really good. We started last Saturday, so we've been combining about a week. We've gotten about 2,000 acres under our belt. We did go in and cut our malt barley. We were worried about that with some wind and stuff, so we got that done. They're going back to winter wheat right now, and so we're about a third of the way done on a normal year, but this year we got a hailstorm that wiped out about 1,700 acres, so that lightened the load a little bit, but we're just gonna keep at this probably another 2.5 weeks, and we'll be wrapping it up. Everybody's working 120%, and we'll get it in. And it's a very heavy workload right now, but it's very satisfying at the very end. And when you got a product like this, and we can enjoy the sunsets that we've got in Montana this time of year, it's all worth it.
Today we're harvesting some malt barley. It's all going to Malt Europe, and it's some LCS Genie. We got plenty of wild oats in this field. This field kind of got away from us. Just this year has been a tough one for controlling weeds with the drought and everything. Trying to get the timing right, and even if you got the timing right, which we did here, we got the first flush. We had the second and subsequent flushes come in afterwards after we started irrigating, and it's kind of hard to get things sprayed once you're in a irrigation mode. So far what I've cut this year is I'm probably doing my 5-year average. It's pleasantly surprising me. I thought it was going to be way worse. It's coming in really good. It looks good and heavy, and it's time to get after it, I guess. I'm about halfway through my acres. I raise mostly malt barley on the quality side. For malt barley is good, heavy, plump barley, nice and bright, and kind of free of defects, because in the brewing process, whatever the shape that barley is in is kind of the way the beer comes out. So it's our motto at National Barley Growers Association, of which I'm a board member back in DC as well. No barley, no beer. So we're always trying to strive to grow the best barley crop we can, whether it's really good plumps, really good test weight, and nice, bright, clean barley. Just aids in the efficiencies on their processing into malt barley, which goes into the brewing process for beer. The only thing about harvest this year is it seems like we're about 3 weeks behind normal. We're last day of August right now. Labor Day coming up next weekend or so. We're usually done and in winter wheat seeding mode. As you can tell, we're out here. We still got about a week's worth of cutting left out here for myself. A lot of the other guys are already cut out or getting really close to being done. We've had good weather, and thank the Lord for that, and we'll take it and whatever we can get, I guess.
The 2022 growing season brought a unique set of conditions and challenges to farmers across Montana. Some areas continue to experience similar conditions to the 2021 drought, while others saw significant moisture and very high-yielding wheat and barley. High input costs and fluctuating wheat prices complicated spring planting and other agronomic decisions throughout the year. Much of what happens this next year is unknown, but nonetheless, Montana farmers will adapt and no doubt continue to produce some of the highest quality grains in the world.